don't stop talking about freedom. To get going, got to be learning, lot to be knowing about people. You gotta reach them, sit right down, then you gotta teach them.
I just don't even know why there aren't uprisings all over the country, and maybe there will be.
People need to start taking to the streets. This is a dictator.
You know, there needs to be unrest in the streets for as long as there's unrest in our lives.
Enemies of the state.
Show me where it says that protests are supposed to be polite and peaceful.
Do something about your dad's immigration practices, you feckless.
They go low, we kick them.
How do you resist the temptation to run up and wring her neck?
The biggest terror threat in this country is white men, most of them radicalized up to the right.
I thought he should have punched him in the face. I said, even if you lost, he insulted you, right?
Yes.
He came down the escalator and called Mexicans rapists and murderers. He said, well, what do you think I should have done? I said, I think you should have punched him in the face and then gotten out of the race. You would have been a hero.
I'd like to punch him in the face. If I said if we were in high school, I'd take him behind the gym and beat the hell out of him. Punch some people in the face!
When was the last time an actor assassinated a president?
They're still going to have to go out and put a bullet in Donald Trump, and that's a fact.
Want to get it off your chest? Call the Dave Weinbaum Show. They accuse this show of being run by boobs. Well, let me tell you something about us boobs. We're real and we're spectacular. Want politics and fun sprinkled with a lot of laughs? You're in the right place. Heard in 50 states and 98 countries, we just put 11 years of radio excellence into the can. Now, in our 12th year, the Dave Weinbaum Show is on the air. Never forget. And we'll be talking about that later with Liz Cabrera and my other guests. But right now I want to talk about a black writer, and he works for ESPN, and he's very anti-Black Lives Matter. His name is Jason Whitlock. He says the race bait movement is in top gear. And who are the real racists? Progressive white liberals have become the new KKK. They can say anything about blacks and get away with it. They be woke. Even taking on black identities. And as a white progressive liberal, you have a license to ID with Black Lives Matter and Antifa. Tearing down our history. Burning down businesses. Supporting blacks who commit crimes in black neighborhoods even. Bash police, and then, as most of them do, they go home to their rich white families, where they get the cash to go back out. We know this about them from films of Portland, Kenosha, Seattle, D.C. About 25 were arrested for tearing down monuments and trying to destroy America and its history. Now they've been arrested. And they're facing 10 years in jail on federal charges. In fact, more and more federal agents are going into mainly liberal cities so they can charge people on federal crimes and stop the local DA's catch and release scam, letting felons out to riot, kill, rape, destroy, burn down businesses again and again and again. And don't forget who's funding this. This is the Democratic Party. And don't forget Joe Biden's threat of more violence if a certain election goes the wrong way. The only way this isn't like a mob warning is that the mafia doesn't warn you. Remember what Joe said. A vote for Trump. If you vote for Trump over me, you ain't black. Sounds like a threat to me. How about you? Hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. My name is Dave Weinbaum. I'm here with my producer, J.P. Maxwell. Hi, J.P. How you doing?
Good morning.
Have a nice week off?
Yeah, I did.
Cool. All right, and my lovely bride, Lisa Ann Stanausser Weinbaum, she's always grading me about something. She's giving me a stern look. Why are you so stern this morning? I thought we were getting along this morning. What's your problem?
I'm not awake yet.
Not awake yet? Well, you made me a lovely breakfast. You know the problem with that sandwich though? Oh, it's so good. It's like everything bagel toasted with fresh tomatoes that you grew in our backyard, or what was once our backyard. And it's got cream cheese and lox and sauteed onions. Oh, man, it's just delicious. I mean, it was so messy, though, I had to eat it with a knife and a fork. But the problem with that is I have to belch all the way through the show. And I have to hide my belches because you'll hear it.
Well, I'd be very happy taking a week or two off of making those for you.
By the way, do we have a caller?
I believe we do.
Oh, I don't know who this is, JJ, but please play his music. If I can't hear it, it doesn't matter? Oh, wait. We will rock you. We will rock you.
I'm ready to be rocked.
Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen. See, sometimes if I can't hear it, others can hear it.
Yep.
I don't know why that is, but I mean it is what it is. So.
Headphones were turned down.
Okay, great, thanks. All right, so we have with us today a very special guest. He is the opening act to the Dave Weinbaum Show, and has been for years now. You know, and he's 252 years old. He's older than America, and he has the wisdom to prove it. JJ, what is under that tinfoil hat of yours?
Well, Dave, I'm proud to be here. I'm talking with you from Iberia, Missouri, and you're probably going to hear some gunfire in the background. I'm at the Generations 3-gun match, and I've gotten as far away from the gunfire as I can. I hope it doesn't screw the pooch here.
That's all right. It's background.
Did I detect some outrage in your monologue this morning?
Very much so, because that's the old reminder of what they wanted to do with Donald Trump. I've got another one. In fact, why don't you play? Can I play the second one while you're on the air?
Absolutely.
Let's play the second one there.
Look, as his character is stabbed to death.
Where is John Wilkes Booth when you need him?
I have thought an awful lot about blowing up the White House.
A Missouri state senator is under investigation by the Secret Service after saying she hopes President Trump is assassinated.
I will go and take Trump out tonight. And if you see anybody...
That's Maxine Waters and all the rest. I'm not sure that... I wonder if people heard that. Maybe later on we can have Chester, the show critic. Maybe he can tell us. What?
Yeah, he already tried to call earlier, but it's coming through. Yeah.
Okay, well, you probably hear it on the podcast or on DaveWeinbaum.net, but I can't hear it on my phone.
All right, I'm sorry about that. But that's another threatening thing, and it ends up with all these people conjuring up Maxine Waters, for example. You gotta get in their face. You got to do this. And it ends up with the two shots, one of which killed the young man that was wearing the Patriots for Trump hat.
Yes.
In, I believe it was Portland.
Well, we both agree and I bet all your listeners agree, that the Democrats are actively fomenting violence wherever they can get it done, with the mistaken idea that that's going to somehow reflect badly on Donald J. Trump. We both know that they're wrong. These Dems that are doing the catch and release, like you mentioned in your monologue, they're destroying their own cities. And after all, it is the city mayor and city council and chief of police that are required to cause those laws to be enforced. Donald J. Trump can't do a darn thing about that until those folks ask him for help, and they refuse to do it.
Well, somehow I believe he'll do it anyways at a certain point.
After November 3rd, they'll have to.
Yeah. I mean, then it becomes an open rebellion, and I think he does have a right at that point.
He does. He has a right to fight sedition and man, I lost my word. Anyway,
that's right.
I think 53 days from now is the election.
It sounds to me like you're almost like dodging bullets out there.
There's a lot of gunfire out here, and I'm as far away from it as I can get.
Okay.
But it's a good time, believe me. There's a bunch of juniors shooting out here in competition. It's really pretty neat.
Cool.
Now, the Democrats fomenting violence, like I said before, I believe what's going to happen right after November 3rd, and I believe Donald J. Trump is going to win, they're going to have to back off pretty quickly because their own constituents, even the Democrats, support this sort of thing, are going to have to back off. They know Trump's going to do something about it. Okay, that's all I had to say about that particular subject.
Well,
the subject that I'll discuss in a little depth is polling. I used to be a fan of Rasmussen, and still believe some of the stuff Rasmussen puts out. But I was curious the other day and fooling around on the internet, and I found an article written by a psychologist of all things regarding polling.
Yeah.
Here's what this lady had to say in a nutshell. When you get that phone call occurs and you get a pollster on there, Democrats and independents tend to tell the pollster what they think. Who are you going to vote for? Joe Biden. What do you think of this riding? Blah, blah, blah. Conservatives, mostly Republicans, tend to A, hang up on the pollsters, or B, they'll tell the pollsters something that's not exactly true. Conservatives tend to not want to make their views public to somebody that they don't know.
Well, let me give you a scenario on that. Let's say you're in one of these cities and they're attacking downtown, and you're sitting there knowing the police will not help you. You're sitting there with your firearm, waiting for somebody to invade your house, and you get a phone call from the polling services. Hi there. Are you in favor of Joe Biden? Or are you in favor of Donald Trump? What are you going to say then? I mean, they'd be crazy to say Donald Trump. And even if they hang up their phone, it might be a problem. So many of them probably are coerced to say Biden.
You're hitting
thinking that, well, if I say Trump, they're going to come into my house and kill me and my family.
You're hitting the core of what this lady had written. She says the reason that the polls are so skewed towards Biden, it's not that the pollsters only call Democrats. They try to get the demographic broad. And typically their numbers are pretty small, 500 people maybe. That's not very statistically significant. Right. Well, what this young lady said in her article was that the polls are so skewed towards Biden because none of the conservatives are willing to give the pollsters accurate answers. They don't want to give the pollsters accurate answers. Sure. So I think what you're going to see, and what this lady predicted, is you're going to see Biden with a 1 or 2 point lead up to the last week before the election. And then you're going to see the conservatives come out and vote for Donald J. Trump. He's going to steamroll them.
Trump is going to steamroll them. The only worry we have is the mail-in voting.
That is a problem. And here's what I think on that. If you're willing to listen to it, the absentee ballots, of course, have been around a long time. They require some action on your part. In-person voting obviously requires some action on your part. What's going to happen is the absentee votes and the actual voting in person is going to be so overwhelmingly Donald Trump in most states that the mail-in balloting becomes insignificant within a day or two of the election. The numbers will be there. That doesn't matter what the mail-in votes end up counting. Trump's still going to have it. And the Dems are going to go nuts over that.
No, they're not going to go nuts. They're going to go lawyer. They're lawyered up to stretch this out as long as they can. They've already threatened that the continuation of the rioting. In other words, they're blackmailing the country. Hey, you got a nice country. You got a nice country here. You know, as Tucker Carlson, you got a nice country here. You know, it'd be a shame for it to be destroyed if you vote the wrong way. You know what I mean? Hey, forget about it. You know.
I think they're not paying much attention to those of us who are the semi-silent majority.
Yeah, well, of course not.
Don't go poking that line with a stick. You will regret the results.
Well, I would agree with that. I don't think they get what they're doing. I don't think they understand the people that they think we're all hicks. I mean, I guess I'm a Jew Billy. Okay, give me a break. I mean,
a Jew Billy?
Yeah.
Hey, you got to tell the rabbi that one. That's pretty good.
Yeah, he's already called me that. A Jewser. You know, I'm a Jewser. That's what I am.
That's
give me
excellent.
A break. I mean, come on. Okay.
Now, the key on this thing, I think, is going to be the House vote, and nobody can tell me which way that thing's going to go. It's too damn close to call. I think we're going to keep the Senate. I'm worried about the House.
We'll see.
I'm worried about the House.
I think we got a good shot to get both.
Oh, God, if that happens.
I want my friend Laura Loomer to win in Palm County, West Palm Beach area down there, with all the Jews in there, Jews and Latinos. I think she's got a real shot. She's running against Nancy Pelosi's best friend, a Jewish gal who loves Black Lives Matter, who, by the way, hate Jews.
How about
Christians.
that?
Yeah,
you know,
incredible.
The Black Lives Matter and the Antifa folks are the biggest bigots around.
Yeah.
And you cannot convince them of that. I believe me, I've tried with one individual and finally gave up after about 5 minutes because it was clear that I was not going to be able to change his mind. But they are the bigots. Yes. And those of us here in the silent majority, well, we got nothing against black people. I don't hate Jews. I don't hate anybody.
Thank God for that.
And most of the people in this country are that way. We're just quiet about it. Well, we don't want the conflict. Let them go out there and protest. Let them burn. Let them do whatever they want.
My whole point on the black situation is it's not out of hatred. It's out of what I see as a missed opportunity to really help people in the black community. And Donald J. Trump is the first president to really help them. Even Bill Clinton helped them a little bit, but he did it as an accident. He actually had people there getting jobs and owning their own businesses. I saw it in meetings that I attended as the McDonald's president of the St. Louis McDonald's Co-op. I went to meetings. I actually spoke at meetings like the NAACP and other black events, and I saw that happen. And then Democrats have to go and tear them down again, so they'll vote for them. Oh yeah, we'll save you. We'll give you free money in this. Why not teach them the American dream, which is what Donald Trump did? And my goodness, I think it's been let out of they've been let out of the chains, as Joe Biden would call it, and they understand now they can achieve the American dream.
Yes, they don't have to.
They don't need handouts for it. Hey, I better end this because we're starting to get a little bit of interference. All right,
Dave. So, God bless you.
God
Love
bless
yourself.
You too. You have a great weekend, and don't forget to duck. Okay.
We're going to be shooting stuff. Bye-bye, Dave.
Bye-bye. All right, so I have my staff here. They are conversing over something. Are we on the air? Yep. Okay, we're on Facebook. Yes? Okay, good. Everything is hunky-dory. That beats last week where we were off the air for a while. Yes, you weren't here last week. I understand that, so I'm not blaming. Do you want to say something or just look at me nasty? Who said it? Joe at Melrose Asphalt. Oh, I got a plug in for one of my businesses.
There you go.
Oh, Joe Dalton. Oh, okay. So is it better now? Where's Chester when you need him? Chester, get on the phone here. Huh? What? I can't hear you. How come I can't hear her?
You can't hear me?
No.
I have to turn it up a little bit so I can hear.
Okay. Say something.
Hi, Dave. You're supposed to talk about the PRC walk today.
Yes, I know. It's 9:50. 9:50, and let me remind people now that Joe Dalton is also critiquing the show. Let me just remind people that what a great show I've got. You just heard JJ, the opening act for the Dave Weinbaum show. Rabbi Moshe Rothchild is he's going to brag about his prophecies and what's going on in Israel, and a lot is going on. And I'm going to brag about one of my prophecies that seems to be coming true, which I related on this show about 2 shows ago to Rabbi Moshe. Cheryl Chumley, the media goddess to the Dave Weinbaum show, is going to be calling around 10. Liz Cabrera, and is she timely? She's in the middle of Miami-Dade. She is one of the top leaders of the Latino community, and she's got it down. She knows everybody there. She knows the Cubans, the Venezuelans, all these people from the South America, Mexico area, and Cuba area. She's a refugee from Cuba. And then she's going to have a real update on the Florida vote. Remember, this is Miami-Dade, okay? She's got it. And it's very timely because that's what they're talking about now, because that's why they're even in Florida. And when they're even in Florida, that means he's up probably by 5, okay? Because they're just not, as JJ so wisely said, the polls are slanted. The polls are faulty, and you saw that in 2016. We're seeing a repeat of it, if not more, now because the threat is real.
Yeah, with all those polls, they never talk about sample size or where they're getting the votes.
Yeah, they rarely
from.
do.
You don't have that information. So
right. And I won't answer. I got a political call last night. It said a political call on my phone. I wouldn't answer it. Why would I?
We don't really have a reason to, do we?
No. I'm not. I mean, I don't think I think there were some people in the conservative community last time who were scared out of voting, who's saying, "Why should I vote? It's over," because they were told what it's 100% going to be Hillary on election day. Okay, if they couldn't weaponize it back then when it was unknown what was going on, they ain't going to do it now. We're going to make sure we get out there. Let me just read you this. I just came across this as one of my quotes. If you wait for others to take up a righteous cause, you'll be taken down by indifference. If you wait for others to take up a righteous cause, you'll be taken down by indifference. So remember that. I mean, you can't, a lot of people, I don't want to pay attention. Well, you don't want to live under communism either.
No, and again, the platform is anti-Trump. You talk to anybody and tell me why you're going to vote for Biden other than I don't like Trump.
Well, I want you to play that second clip again, even though we don't have JJ, because it's important.
Look, as his character is stabbed to death.
Where is John Wilkes Booth when you need him?
I have thought an awful lot about blowing up the White House.
A Missouri state senator is under investigation by the Secret Service after saying she hopes President Trump is assassinated.
I will go and take Trump out tonight. And if you see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, at a gasoline station, you get out and you create a crowd. And you push back on them. And you tell them they're not welcome anymore, anywhere.
And sadly, the domestic enemies to our voting system and our honoring our Constitution are right at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue.
They're not going to stop before Election Day in November, and they're not going to stop after Election Day. And that should be, everyone should take note of that on both levels, that this isn't, they're not going to let up, and they should not.
If you think we're rallying now, you ain't seen nothing yet.
That was a whole bunch of Democrats and mainstream media folk telling you to get up in our face if we're wearing a MAGA hat, anything. I mean, you got to be careful. Why do I wouldn't want to be a target out there. You got to be a little careful. So I'm cautious about it, which is why I wear a backwards MAGA hat, because it confuses the liberals. But it's just one of those things that I also try to remind myself to carry while I do, and I'm not gonna I'm not gonna put up with that crap. You wear a hat saying what your First Amendment right is to back a candidate, and you're subject to murder. This has got to stop, and it's going to stop one way or the other, because you got a lot of people out there who's going to start fighting back, and that's going to get ugly. And then you're going to have prepared attacks like the left is doing. That attack on the guy in Portland, they got a picture of the guy. He was stalking him. This crap about he was hounded somehow. Oh, no. This was a hit, and it was a coordinated hit between some people in either Antifa or Black Lives Matter who ID'd these guys on the street, pointed them out to this guy, and he came out from hiding with his gun, and he came out firing, and he killed one of them in cold blood. A couple nights later, he got nailed by feds. Now they're claiming that the feds murdered him or whatever, but the feds said he had a gun and was pointing at them. So I doubt it. Yep. Yeah, I doubt it. I would have wanted the guy in custody and found out who else was there.
What I would just like to see is, back in the day, if conservatives were acting like the liberals are today,
yeah,
the outcry the liberals would have had against us.
Oh my God!
I mean, come on.
Yeah, of course. If there wasn't a double standard for liberals, there would be no standards at all. All right.
Very good point.
Hey, by the way, I've never. Thank you. And while you're at it, let's do this. Let's do a Sicilian moment. All right. I mean, come on.
Everything is fixable if you have the tools. Forget about it.
Speaking of tools, I went to the doctor. I swallowed a wrench. You know what he told me? He told me, "Don't worry. This tool shall pass."
I'll give it to you on that one.
This tool shall pass. Forget about it. Just forget about the tool. It's going to pass. I'm sorry?
I thought that one was pretty good. So,
what? You don't like it?
New material. Keep writing.
A lot of my material is original. Why do I have original material, honey? Why do I have original material? You tell me, because you know.
I need a clue.
I'm looking at it. You.
Oh, yes. I'm your muse. That's right.
That's right. She says stuff, and I turn them into jokes almost automatically. Why is it? In fact, wait, let me give you a sample. Okay. Hold on. Let's see.
We're going down that way now.
We're going down that way. All right.
Time's up.
Wait.
Next subject.
I don't have it handy, darn it.
You can't read his own writing.
Hold on. No, I can. I just don't have the right material here. I thought I did. Yeah. Oh, I got. You know what? I'm gonna have to use a different. Here, I got one on here. So, Lisa, he's like some pathetic, insecure, stupid idiot that your ex-wife threw out. I responded, "Are you talking about me or the dog?" That was yesterday, wasn't it? Are you talking about me or the dog? I really wondered at a certain point. You hate my dog. I loved your dog. You hate my dog. You hate my bird. My bird is, the bird is so it's so much fun. We have him in a different room now, and he's closer to us. He's on the same floor, and we're talking back and forth. We're whistling at each other. It's really fun. We got the rabbi calling any second now, right?
Just waiting for it. Yep.
Okay. Why don't you let's see, play Seinfeld confession.
Tell me your sins, my son.
Well, I should mention that I'm Jewish.
Well, that's no sin.
Oh, good. Anyway, I wanted to talk to you about Dr. Watley. I have a suspicion that he's converted to Judaism purely for the jokes.
And this offends you as a Jewish person?
No, it offends me as a comedian. And it'll interest you to know that he's also telling Catholic jokes.
Well...
I mean, and they're all jokes. I mean, the Pope and Raquel Welch in a lifeboat.
I haven't heard that one.
Oh.
All right, what are you two conferring about? No secrets here.
We're talking about the sound today. We just had a comment that the recorded material is a lot louder than you are.
Oh. Well, all right, can you hear me, though?
Yeah, and then we've got others saying it's sounding good, so I don't know if it's just...
All right. Well, better you hear it than not, even if you have to bandage your ears a little bit. I mean, it's all over the place. It's hard to do this, okay? But we're getting it. Actually, I sound better. I sound better here than I did on radio, believe it or not. Do we got the rabbi there?
He hasn't called yet.
Oh, all right.
He's 1 minute behind, so...
All right. Well, it's Hebrew time, I guess.
Yep.
But he's got a lot of stuff to talk about. My God, he better call. Anyhow, while the rabbi is busy dialing his phone, he must be on Madassa time up there. The Trump deal with the Woodward book and all that, he did that on purpose. And he did that on purpose because he likes the thought that he can go into something like that and beat them at their own game. And, if you're a White House staff, you're a White House guy running the White House and stuff like that, and you expect to is that him? All right, well, you know what? We ought to make him wait, but we shouldn't do that because he's in Israel, and I guess you can be late by a minute or so. So anyways, play his song, and so he won't cry like a little baby.
Yeah, 1 second, Dave. You were talking to another rabbi? Sounds like you're cheating on me.
No, actually, I'm cheating with you on him because he was the first rabbi. Listen to this. I got rabbis fighting over me. This is kind of weird. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the second most powerful person in Israel and his own home, according to his wife, unique official rabbi to the state of Missouri and the Dave Weinbaum Show, future rabbi to the Trump Third Temple Hotel, Golf Course, Casino, and Spa, and the 22 Arab states. Please welcome all the way from Efrat, Israel, Rabbi Moshe Rothchild. All righty. There's the rabbi. Okay, you were late, my friend. What happened?
What's that?
You were late.
I wasn't late. It's just the time went too fast.
my
Someone sped it up.
Oh, my goodness. That's terrible. Hey, big week for you. First, a picture of you and Trump. And then your prophecy of a Nobel Peace Prize nomination comes true. Okay?
I knew it.
Did you predict Obama's too?
No, that one, no prophet could have seen that one.
So did you make any profit off your prophecy?
No, I mean, not for profit.
Okay. All right. Hey, Yad Vashem. What's Yad Vashem? Do you know?
Well, it's the Holocaust Memorial in Israel, but the word Yad Vashem literally means a hand and a name, but it means a memorial.
So they have this agreement now that Notre Dame University will help educate the students there on the Holocaust. Isn't that interesting? The only Catholic university in the world now is turning to educating people about the Holocaust, of all things. That's pretty rare.
Yeah, well,
don't you think?
It is pretty rare. You know, it wasn't until 1994 that the Vatican actually recognized the state of Israel. Generally speaking, Israel has been, at the forefront as far as having relationships with the evangelical Christians, Protestants, but the Catholics, not as much. But it took, the state of Israel was founded in 1948. It wasn't until 1994. But Pope John Paul II, actually, I think it was John Paul II, if I'm not mistaken, wrote an apology for the Holocaust, which is pretty unusual. Pretty unusual.
Well, doesn't this really go back to the Roman Empire?
Yeah, well, the Jews in the state of Israel, but Jews in general, and the history of the Catholic Church is not a good one. This goes back to all the way when the Roman Empire became Christian, and then they started to persecute Jews, and that's been going on pretty much ever since the 4th century, and. It's predominantly in the hands of the Catholic Church, but, I wouldn't let the Protestants off so easily. If you look up Martin Luther, the Protestant Reformation, Martin Luther he was very, very anti-Semitic. He was the first to call for the burning of Jews, And basically, if Jews didn't want to convert, they tried to reach out with love, but then, then there was the forced conversions, burning at the stake, and so on and so forth.
You got any other prophecies today?
I think Israel is going to go into lockdown.
Huh? What's that? Oh, are they locking down Israel again?
We are. Coming this week, either Wednesday or Friday, we're going to go into full lockdown.
What's wrong with you people? I mean, what's going on?
I don't know. It's gotten bad again. 4,000 cases yesterday.
Wow. Everybody in your family okay?
We're all good. Yeah, we're all good until we have to be locked down together. Then it gets crazy.
It gets old for everybody. We're going to be talking about that with Dr. Amy Cooper Hakim later and her family. Elad Hakim, you know them.
All right.
They're on the show as well. And, the kids and all that. Oh, they were so excited about being locked down when it first happened. Oh, wow. We're all going to get to know each other, and we're going to have fun. And now they can't stand each other.
Oh, gosh.
I mean, well, I'm sure they can stand each other, but, come on. It's got to get old after a while, right, honey? Anyways, don't answer that. So we've got Black Lives Matter involved in the Loomer versus Frankel race in West Palm County in Florida. And I got this off of an Israeli news item. And it's
they've been reporting it here.
Yes, they're following the Loomer versus Frankel case pretty high. She's very pro-Israel, and Lois Frankel is not. She's Black Lives Matter all the way, and Black Lives Matter is not friendly to Jews. Or am I wrong?
I mean, you're completely right, and Laura Loomer has called Lois Frankel to task, and Lois Frankel, to me, she represents weak-kneed Jews that's afraid to stand up, and say, we're not, historically maybe Jews were weak and we had no say, we couldn't do anything, but you know what, we have to stand up for ourselves. And Laura Loomer is she's strong, she's willing to say the truth, which today that's pretty rare.
I found it pretty interesting that she was a friend of Ari Feld's, your friend, and visited him recently, just before he died. Anyway, she'll be back on the show next week, I'm pretty sure. So are there any Israelis with dual citizenship in her district? If so, you need to urge them to get their votes in.
It's a good question.
To America. I know. Thank you.
Yeah. How are the polls looking for her?
She's up. It's incredible. She's up, but she's running against Nancy
She's
Pelosi's.
Winning in the polls?
That's what she was. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a recent count, but she killed it in the primaries, and nobody expected that.
Yeah, I know.
And they tried to
ran
cheat her.
against 5 other people.
They tried to cheat her. They actually had a announcement from the NBC affiliate that said that she lost and only got 2% of the vote, and it was like 3 or 4 days before the official vote. And they tried to get people to stay home, and it didn't work. She won in a landslide in the primaries against other Republicans.
Yeah,
but this would be a big deal. It'll be a big deal for Donald J. Trump. It's his home district. She'd be Donald Trump's. She'd be his.
He
his
can vote in the primary. I guess.
And he's mentioned her a bunch of. He will vote for her. He mentioned her a bunch of times, and even Joe Biden mentioned her and Donald Trump in the same sentence. I don't know if that's an honor or whether he was having a nightmare. I don't know.
Well, I really hope she wins, so that way, Dave, you can get a VIP tour of the Congress.
Well, I'll be there. I'll be legislating. I'll be telling her, hey, I think you ought to have this. Maybe name it Weinbaum, maybe not. Maybe I give it to the rabbi. Anyways, let's talk about a little prophecy here. As you recall, we had a little discussion a couple weeks ago about Lebanon and about Israel taking advantage of the situation in Lebanon, the void that was happening there. And now, I don't know if you read the piece I sent you, probably not, but it's from an ex-Lebanese official in the government, and he says it's time for Lebanon to make peace with Israel. Now, who prophesied that? I've been hanging
You're
around
starting to
you too
compete
much.
with me, Dave.
Huh?
Yeah, that's an impressive piece of work.
Thank you.
You called it. I'm impressed.
Thank you.
I might even make a picture of you this week with the Lebanese with the Hezbollah.
Make it look good, all right? Make it look good.
Yeah.
Makeup.
I'll give you some hair.
Give me some hair. Yeah, that'll be nice. Now you've got Bahrain and you've got Kosovo, maybe Chad. You got Malawi going to move their embassy, first African country, and the other.
And Kosovo is the first Muslim.
What's that?
Kosovo is the first Muslim, and we have Malawi, the first African. I mean, it's a lot of firsts.
Well, what the hell is
a lot of firsts?
What's the UAE? That's Muslim, isn't it?
It's not. I don't know. Is it officially a Muslim state or a secular? I don't know.
United Arab Emirates.
Arabs are not actually Muslims. They're Christian.
I know, but there's a lot of probably more Muslims,
but
not.
Interesting, but they did report it as Kosovo, the first Muslim, like fully Muslim country. I have to look that up. I didn't really think about it.
No, I'm glad I can.
No. Sorry. First Muslim country to move their embassy to Jerusalem.
Yeah. All right.
That's what it is.
There it is. Okay, and you have other Arabs. They're shunning the PLO, the Palestinians.
Yeah.
So the Palestinians now are feeling a little left out, aren't they?
They tried to get a meeting of the Arab League to condemn the United Arab Emirates, and they couldn't get a response. The Arab League said, no way, we're not going to meet. So they had a bad week, let's put it that way, in Ramallah.
Hey, Rabbi, other than DaveWeinbaum.net, where can people find and contribute?
They can go to IsraelAlliance.org, IsraelAlliance.org.
You know, Rabbi,
we'd love to hear from
I
you.
got to tell people, because you were in the desert the other night, and I heard a rumor that you saw this creature and actually was bit by a hyena. And I understand you got a bad case of the rabbis. Ladies and gentlemen, Wait a minute. That's a cricket? No. That's a phone call. We keep getting phone calls. I don't know why. This is a radio show. No, it's not. It's actually a podcast. But it's gaining. Rabbi, Shabbat Shalom. Hi to Yonit and the kids.
Shabbat
okay,
shalom,
my
Dave.
friend?
You got it.
All right, take care.
Got it. Take care.
Okay, bye-bye. All right, call me back. If you can hear me. It's hard. We can't take other callers until I'm free, and right now I'm free. I'm not easy, but I'm free. I got Joe Dalton coming on in about 5 minutes, huh?
No, I was just agreeing with you.
Oh.
You're not easy.
Well, no. It's probably easier for me. Well, if I don't pay attention to what you guys are doing, it's easier for me. If I just look at the fact that I could be talking to nobody if you guys don't do your jobs. I'm fine. I can do it. It's like, I'm rehearsing, but I'd much rather be talking to a lot of people. I got a lot of people pushing the show, and I feel kind of responsible. All right. Hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
It's your old buddy Adolf.
Hey, Adolf. What's up, my friend?
Oh, not much. The same old thing. It's Friday morning. Hey, great show.
Thank you. Hey, who is Bill? He's running for state something. Hardwick, yeah. He wants to be on the show.
Yeah.
Should I have him?
Oh, yes, he's great.
Okay, I'll try to get him on next week.
Yeah, he's a great illegal.
Yeah.
And if you did something illegal, even as simple, stop sign or something like that, a traffic violation, if you fess up, do what you did, take your medicine, and don't try to fight with the police or argue with them, it goes pretty well, and you don't have to deal with the things that they have to deal with.
Right.
I would say
you're generally correct. There are outliers out there. There are some police that are bad, like anything else. But generally, yeah, they're not going to, they don't want the conflict. But
no.
There are bullies out there in the police force, and you just got to learn how to not piss them off. I guess
that's bingo.
It's not a smart move to go against a policeman. Listen to him.
Yeah,
don't make any sudden movements. Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
Don't dive into a car. Don't dive into a car and grab for something. Gee.
Yeah, ain't that the truth?
What was he thinking?
They don't think.
Well, they think maybe they can get away with it. I think.
Yeah, that's the thing. Either that, or they know that they're going to create a public furor because of it.
But in most cases, a lot of cases, they're sacrificing their lives for that. I don't believe they really wanted to go out that way. Do you?
I wouldn't. Nope.
All right, so...
The other thing...
Yes.
Regarding COVID...
Yeah.
How is it nobody suggests or tells people or puts it out to people to understand that how to boost your immune system so that even if you do get it, you're going to lessen the effects?
Well, how do you do that? Eat Big Macs, right?
Mm.
No, we can't.
Well, I keep my system going as much as I can.
Yeah.
Well, and then nobody's using a known cure.
What do you mean keep your system going as well as you can?
Your immune system.
Okay, well, how do you do that?
Keep boosting. First thing, a lot of fruit juice, fruits and vegetables. That's the biggest thing. That helps build up your immune system. If you can stand it, it doesn't hurt to have a little tonic water.
Yeah.
You know what that is?
Yes, we know what tonic is. It goes with gin.
Yeah.
I think gin is helping. Not gin, but I think vodka is helping us out. Do you think, honey?
Is that right?
We drink a lot of that stuff. Vodka and limes, fresh limes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And then Fauci, or whatever his silly name is, he gets on the thing to saying, and he thinks he's spouting,
Fauci.
It's going to get worse this fall, so everybody needs to hunker down. What kind of crap is that? That's not the way for a government to act.
Well, the cases have been going way down lately, and so, they should be moving to get schools going and all sorts of stuff. I know they're seeing cases a lot in these colleges and stuff, but the kids generally don't get horribly ill. Every once in a while, one of them will die. But I mean, you walk outside and you're gonna die. Listen, I gotta get off. I got a caller from Pregnancy Resource Center. Okay, you can call back later if you like. Okay. Thanks. God bless. Hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. This is Joe Dalton, I bet.
This is Joe Dalton.
How are you, some people call me psycho. I like to think of myself as psychic. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm real good. Thank you. Thank you for having me on.
Super. So let me further extend my my psychic abilities and guess that you're going to want to talk about tomorrow.
Indeed, we are. It's our 14th annual Walk for Life tomorrow morning. So we want people to be a part of it. We want people to donate to it.
Cool. Okay. So what? Tell us how they do that.
Oh, well, to do either. I mean, so basically go to supportmyprc.com. That's supportmyprc.com to register to either walk or be a part of the 5K run or to donate. So instead of register, when you hit that supportmyprc.com, just click donate, and you could select one of our walkers, including the Weinbaums. Dave and Lisa have their own page where you can select them and support their Walk for Life.
Yeah. Do we?
Well,
you do.
I started it, but, they took my computer away for 10 days.
Oh, okay. I'm not sure we do. I have the link up on my Facebook page. I know that.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah. So it's people when you click donate, you can find the Weinbaums really easy. It's at the end of the alphabet. So
we will be there tomorrow. We will be there. And what time does it start?
So registration starts at 9. We encourage people to show up early because there's a lot going on. Yeah. We have information booths. There's we're going to have bounce house for the kids. We'll have cotton candy. We'll have face painting. We'll have snow cones, all kinds of fun stuff for the kids as well. So, so come early, and then the event itself starts at 10. So the walk and the run will start at the same time.
No, I was at the board meeting, and I was told I had a specific job to do.
Yes, you do.
Yes.
So,
would you remind people what that is?
So you're going to point. Yeah. So
wait a minute. No. Don't talk to me like I'm a dog. I'm not a dog, Joe. I don't.
No.
Woof, woof, woof. No, I got him. Master, he's in the tree. No, I'm not going to do that.
We all drive through McDonald's, and we know you have that big fingers. So when the runners are running and they need direction, you're going to point them in the right direction.
There you go. See, I'm good for something. See, that's my expertise right there. You know? Traffic direction. Okay, I can do that. I'll have fun doing it. I'll be wearing my my highway vest just in case we have any truckers coming through. I don't think we're expecting any. Do you?
I don't think so. No.
And I'll have my hair hat on.
There you go. That sounds great.
Because I'm very versatile that way, aren't I, honey?
Yeah, if you know where they are. Sure.
I know where they are.
You know where they are?
Yeah. I kept them away from you so you couldn't hide them on me. Ooh, that was wrong. Yeah, go ahead. Anyways, he's having trouble with he's got a cricket problem.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
Okay, so
there he goes.
So we're looking at around 200 people being there.
Yeah.
All at the same time, pro-life people coming together to say, hey, we stand for the sanctity of human life. We stand for the unborn.
Yes.
And everybody will have these beautiful purple matching T-shirts that say "I'm glad you were born" on it, and that's our tagline. And it's a nice, polite pro-life message that says, "Hey, I'm glad you were born," even though you're a whacked out liberal. Yeah.
That's not. Don't do that. I mean, we want everybody there, and we want people to think about how important life is, Joe. And,
absolutely.
And tell people how successful you guys have been.
Well, we give God 100% of the credit all of the time, but it has been amazing. Our success rate is 99.7% success rate, and in total, since 2006, 3,300 babies have been saved here.
I mean, that's remarkable, and I'm very proud. Let's hear a little cheer. And some of those cheers might be coming from babies and babies' parents who saved their babies. It's a critical juncture in a woman's life, whether married, whether single or not, as to what to do. And a lot of people are telling her, you need to get rid of the baby. And you guys magically, without pressure, give them other options. That's about what you do, but you do it in a kind, loving way, right?
Yeah, we never get in people's face and tell them what they should or shouldn't do. We just simply help them, come alongside them. We only use certified life coaches to talk with them. So anybody that knows anything about coaching at all knows that coaches they don't tell you what to do. They just probably help you down a path, and you make your own decision. So
and a lot more people are deciding for life, and you don't just leave them there when they've given birth, do you?
Oh no! So we're there as long as they need us. And I mean, we're one of our most famous stories ever out there is our triplets. So Janie first came to us when she found out she was pregnant because she was homeless, and she already had a 4-year-old, and we found out she was carrying triplets. So she went from, this is really inconvenient for me to be pregnant right now because I'm homeless, to, oh my gosh, this is really inconvenient, because she's carrying triplets. And the Raleigh community stood up together and said, look, we got your back, girl. We're going to help you through this. And bottom line is, we're still helping them. The babies are 3 years old now.
Yeah.
And we're still meeting with them. We're still talking with them. I have the honor of coaching the daddy.
Yeah.
So we're there.
They come into McDonald's sometimes. They come in and say hello and show me the babies and all that, and that's great. The husband's there.
He used to work for. He was at the assistant manager at St. James, I think.
Oh, who didn't used to work for me, right, honey?
Yeah. But you're right. We're a part of their lives, and we're not just. I mean, now some people come and we help them a little bit, and they don't need any help anymore.
Yeah.
But some of them do need a lot of help. And the other important thing I want to announce this morning is that we know of 2 babies that'll be there in the morning that were actually saved here.
Oh,
so
great.
You'll actually get a chance to meet the moms. And
do they sign autographs?
The babies can try. Yeah.
All right, cool.
So Maisie is 1; she'll be there, and Noah is 3; he'll be there.
Oh, cool! Well, great. Noah's kind of special, isn't he? He's now related to you.
Isn't that the most amazing turn of events? And one of the things...
So mention that, will you? Come on.
Yeah, so Faith Ann is a mom. She is one of our most famous moms ever. She's the one that went to the White House with us last. She had a 45-minute meeting with our vice president.
Isn't that amazing?
45 minutes. I mean, I remember halfway through the meeting thinking, doesn't this man have somewhere he needs to be? She went through the program. She launched from the maternity home. She launched with like a champ. She launched debt free with $8,000 in savings. Okay, this is the level we're talking about.
Yeah.
So she's self-sufficient. Well, after that, she fell in love with my son, and it was pretty cool. I mean, all of a sudden we went from "I'm so proud of you, Faith," to we're going to be friends forever kind of thing, to she's my daughter-in-law now.
That's right.
So,
well, mazel tov. All right, my friend, I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks a lot, Joe. Hi to Jane, and I got another interview coming up shortly. So,
all right, thank you so much.
We'll see you tomorrow, and I'll have my I'll polish my finger. Wait a minute, that's not right. No, it's not that kind of thing. Who's thinking about that out there? Stop it! This is a family show, and PRC can not be anything but a great thing for families. Okay, holding families together. Keeping babies alive. All right.
Awesome.
You guys take care.
You so much.
See you tomorrow.
God bless.
God bless. Okay, we got about half a minute till. Let's do.
Yeah, roughly. Yep.
Yeah, let's do another bit. How about Carlin and football and baseball? Why don't we do that? Because that's really timely.
In football, the object is for the quarterback, otherwise known as the field general, to be on target with his aerial assault, riddling the defense by hitting his receivers with deadly accuracy, in spite of the blitz, even if he has to use the shotgun. With short bullet passes and long bombs, he marches his troops into enemy territory, balancing this aerial assault with a sustained ground attack which punches holes in the forward wall of the enemy's defensive line. In baseball, the object is to go home and to be safe. I hope I'll be safe at home.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we don't waste a lot of time on this show, and we have our next guest waiting for us, and I think we ought to play her song. What do you think? Can you hear that? Can you hear that, Cheryl? Cheryl, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. How's it going?
Good. Can you hear that?
Yeah, I hear it.
Okay, good. We were having a little trouble earlier with hearing the songs. Keep it going. Keep it going. No, that was it? Oh, God, I think we shortchanged you. Okay.
Happy Friday.
Yeah, well, sad 9/11 reminder, but yes, you're right. Happy Friday. I didn't mean to bring you down. Ladies and gentlemen, the Washington Times online editor, author, speaker, Novak journalism fellow, the best political analyst in the world, and a real American patriot. The media got us to the Dave Weinbaum Show. Please welcome Cheryl Chumley.
Thank you. Thank you, Dave.
So nice to have you again, Cheryl.
It's always great to be with you.
Well, thank you so much. Hey, what happened to China Joe Biden, our savior of the closed country and mandated masks? What happened to him?
Yeah. Well, I guess he found his copy of the Constitution, right, and finally flip-flopped on that and said, well, if he were elected president, he would not mandate nationwide mask wearing because apparently he has discovered that he can't. He doesn't have that power in the Constitution. And
but he said those things, that he was going to do that.
I know.
He's been in politics 47 years. He didn't know that? That was unconstitutional. Has he read the Constitution?
Yeah, something else to consider when you go to vote in November. Think of that.
How many more hidden source stories like this book, Rage or Fear, or whatever the hell it is, will we be hearing from now till Election Day? Actually, I should say, how many per day will we be hearing? It seems like it's almost a daily occurrence.
The anonymous source stories really gets me as a journalist because I remember coming up through the ranks and it was harped upon that anonymous sources could not be used except in the most dire, necessary of circumstances.
Who's the gal at Fox News that sort of backed this up? I can't remember her name.
Catherine Herridge. Yeah. Catherine Herridge, who's a great reporter.
So what happened? Where's her sources at?
Well, all she was confirming is that, okay, The Atlantic said that Trump said this about the military based on anonymous sources.
Right.
She came out and said that she heard the same thing from her sources, or she heard some of the same things that The Atlantic reported from her sources, but she still didn't give names of the sources. So it doesn't matter who's citing or quoting anonymous sources, they're still anonymous to the readers, and that's the problem.
Well, here's the thing. Trump has 20 people that were at the meeting where this happened, where the Atlantic said it happened there, and these people were present, and even John Bolton says it didn't happen. John Bolton is no friend of Donald Trump, that's for sure.
Not anymore.
So how does that, and then, oh my gosh, if this is true, he should resign. And, you know what? I think, here's what I think. I think it's all boiled in after the 2016 election. The thing about Rage, and that he lied and all. I think it's you know what? I think he's not a politician, and he gets himself in these things thinking that he can fight his way through these things, and he does.
Yeah, and you know what? In the end, who really cares? This happened a couple years ago, allegedly, and like you said, there were plenty of sources on scene that said it didn't happen. Plenty of sources who actually came out on the record openly and came out and spoke in favor of Trump on the record about this report. As you said, John Bolton, no friend of Trump's any longer because of that book he wrote, which was critical of Trump. And people can decide for themselves who to believe. But in the end, really, is this what's going to influence voters, that Trump may or may have said something derogatory about our military 2 years ago? I mean, Trump says derogatory things about everybody. Even if he did say it, this is not something that is really an election swing vote issue.
Let's talk about churches, something that you're very, very big on, obviously being a Christian, and fighting back from government control. They're being fined, and they're still being closed, and while the rioting goes on with no social distancing, sometimes not even wearing masks, and all you get is crickets from the liberals. So what's going on with this dual ruling and dual anti-constitutional action?
Yeah, well, you actually get more than crickets from the left. You get lawsuits. They'll take you to court if you're a church trying to hold worship inside, even with masks, even with social distancing protocols, even with others in the streets throwing bricks through windows without social distancing. So what we have here is definitely hypocrisy, but it's also blatantly unconstitutional. Churches have the right to worship freely as they see fit. And yes, at the time of January, February, special cautions may have been in order to protect churchgoers, like every other citizen in America, from the coronavirus, or to protect others from it being spread. But at this point in time, we're all knowledgeable on what precautions to take. And if the protesters can gather in the streets, if the protesters can gather inside buildings, if people can go into Walmart and Target and liquor stores and marijuana shops and freely associate, then people can go to church. And that's what this fight is about.
How important is Nancy Pelosi's let them wear masks, not I, and let salons go broke while they service just me, to getting people to vote sans mail? How does this work? In other words, if we should be able to go in and have our hair done. In my case, I'd get my beard done because I have no hair. But why should Pelosi get not have to wear a mask if we're telling everyone else we have to? And why shouldn't people vote in person?
Well, of course, that is the question, right? And everybody knows this. What gets me is the left actually thinks they're being sly and strategic about this, that they're actually sliding something by the American people. Everybody outside of their friends in the media understands what's going on here. And it's just the fact that the Democrats, the left, they are so bold-faced about lying. They don't even care about having to go home and look themselves in the mirror and sleep well at night. They'll just lie and lie and lie and be hypocritical till the cows come home. So, of course, if Nancy Pelosi can go into a salon and take her mask off and get her hair done, then voters in America can socially distance at the voter polls and vote in person. But what is happening is the left wants to influence the election and steal votes if needed, because they truly believe that their leftist ends justify whatever means that they have to take.
Now, here's an interesting aside, and that's a very great answer, but here's an interesting aside. I am standing here facing your boss on television right now.
Oh, yeah, Charlie, I'm looking at him, too.
You're looking at him, too? Oh, my God, this is freaky. This is freaky. Your boss is on TV. I always thought you were his boss. But
no, he's
you know
the
what?
best
I do
boss
like him.
in the
He
world.
says what he means, and he's very good at it. And
he's great.
You say he's just like he is on television, which is unusual for these people. So anyways, just to add a little bit to that story, there was something on Fox this morning. They had a 100-year-old postcard just delivered. It's from 1920. And boy, oh boy, they got their job done. Are we going to have to wait 100 years to find out who wins the damn election?
Well, that is one of the problems with mail-in ballots, right? If we're depending on the USPS, the Postal Service, who knows what'll happen with your ballot once you stick it in the mailbox.
Now, we're talking about prophecy today, and you prophesized Trump's victory. It seems to me that based on what we know about what happened in 2016, even with the polls that were totally out of whack, that he won, and you predicted it. I came out a little later and said, I think you're right. What do you predict right now based on what you see in the polls and what you see about all these scandals?
Yeah, well, you know how I feel about polls, right? They're snapshot in time, so I don't pay a whole lot of attention.
But are they
to
an
most
accurate snapshot in time, even then?
You know what? It really doesn't matter. It only matters on November 3rd, what people think. It really does. And so I don't pay a whole lot of attention to most polls, only the ones that are worded properly, and I see some merit in covering. But in general, I think Trump is on a shoo-in path to win. I really do. The protests in the streets are helping Republicans.
Yeah. It seems to me to be that way, too. You see the crowds, and you saw Biden in, where was he, Detroit or someplace? He had 2 supporters show up. 2! Yeah. This is even worse than the vice presidential candidate for Hillary, who had 11 supporters show up to his speech. 2 of his supporters showed up, and there was about 25 Trump people there. How does that happen? Who's running his campaign? Okay.
Yeah, he's not the greatest candidate the Democrats could have picked.
That's
he's really not.
So let me ask you this: So you're predicting Trump in a landslide, right?
Well, by landslide, he's going to win by a couple percentage points, I predict.
Yeah.
The only thing I see holding that up are really shenanigans at the ballot boxes.
Well, that's
with the mail-in voting.
That's what they're going for. It seems to me.
I know.
Hillary said to Biden, "Don't ever concede."
Yeah, I know.
Because they got the lawyers, and they're going to be. Hopefully, the Republicans got their. I'm pretty sure that they're going to be ready for this.
Yeah, so, Trump's got lawyers too.
That's for sure. Hey, how is Fauci's dalliances with the globalists affecting his public stands? Are they kind of in for population control?
Yeah, Anthony Fauci, I take what he says now, well, I always have with a complete grain of salt. I just find him highly political, and I think not only is he proven in with the Democratic Party through donations and affiliations, he is just in tight with Bill Gates, one of the pro-China globalists that we see out there advocating for global vaccines for COVID-19. And if you look at his statements today, Anthony Fauci's, he's predicting we're in for a heck of a ride in the fall and the winter until a global vaccine becomes available. So there you have it. If you look at the links and who profits, Anthony Fauci is on the top 10 list of this.
There you go. Him and Bill Gates, right?
Yep.
There you go. Hey, other than DaveWeinbaum.net, where can people find you?
At the Washington Times, of course, on Twitter at CK Chumley, and at CherylChumley.com.
You know, Cheryl, I was fired from my job at the dry cleaners.
Oh, no?
Yeah, they found me 3 sheets to the wind.
Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, Cheryl Chumley. My wife is sitting there. No, that's not crickets.
Nah,
I liked it.
That was cute.
I either get crickets or applause. Thank you, Cheryl. You can use it. Just mention my name.
Hey, thank you, Dave.
Only mention my name if they laugh. Okay, thanks.
Thank you. You have a great weekend.
You have a great weekend too. Thanks for being a star in the Dave Weinbaum Show. I appreciate you.
Thanks for having me.
Bye-bye.
Bye now.
Okay, she's great, isn't she? Oh man, all right. Well, we're man, this show is like dynamite. Are we getting any questions off of Facebook or anything?
Not yet. Not that I've seen.
All right. Listen, you can ask questions on Facebook. You can make comments.
And you can always call 573-578-2700.
Which I neglected to say.
I got your back. It's all good.
Yeah, got my back. I got to look. Oh, my God. Anyways, let's do a little clip. Let's not a bit, a clip. Let's do the Laura Loomer one. I want to get that in there.
Lois Frankel loves Black Lives Matter. That is Meshuggah. Black Lives Matter is a part of an Islamic and socialist coalition that says Israel is guilty of genocide against the Palestinian people. Israel, guilty of genocide. Okay, Lois, This coalition with Black Lives Matter, they want the United States to stop all military aid to Israel. But that doesn't stop Gornished Lois from kneeling to them. Maybe she thinks that she makes nice. They'll be nice to Jews in the end. Sound familiar? Lois Frankel talks Michigas. She's incapable of protecting the Jewish community or Israel. Laura Loomer will stand against prejudice and stand up for Israel. On November 3rd, vote to defend Israel. Vote for a real mensch. Vote Laura Loomer for United States Congress.
Now, let me just define a few of those words, although I'm not, really educated in Hebrew and or I can't even remember what they call it. It's a combination of German and Hebrew. Yiddish, which is Meshuggah is crazy. So she's calling Lois Frankel, her Jewish opponent, as crazy. And a mensch means friend, good person, okay? So just wanted you to understand that. And that, you know where I got that from? I got that from an Israeli news source. This is a big deal for Jews. It's a big deal for America. It's a big deal for Donald Trump. It's his home district. And this is something that everybody said she was going to lose. Sort of like the president. They're very, very interestingly interposed with each other. He has congratulated her at least 5 times on Twitter, which caused Joe Biden, who thinks she's totally unpopular, she's caused Joe Biden to mention her in a bad way, along with Donald Trump in the same sentence. Okay? She is a famous journalist who only ran because she's been banned by everybody. Why? Because she's effective. She's called out Maxine Waters in her, you got to get in their face talks and stuff like that. All right? So she's tough. And I'll tell you what, I put her up with any lawyer that happens to be in Congress. She'll be up there with Jim Jordan and Matt Gaetz, who backs her, by the way. These congresswomen used to be Ratcliffe. Now he's in charge of DNI. What a good move that was. That's Director of National Intelligence if you're from Branson. And so she would be up there questioning these people as a member of Congress, and I just can't wait to see her go up against people like Hillary. How about Twitter Jack? Hey, Jack, remember me? Remember me? How about Zuckerberg?
Even when she's attacking them or going after them for stuff they've done, she does it with such poise. It's so effective.
I don't know why they're so scared of her. I asked her that. I said, why are they so scared of you? I mean, the AG of Minnesota, an ex-senator, Keith Ellison, who is also a Muslim, she took him on in something. He actually ran away from her until he ran to his car and he shut the door. He went in. I said, why don't these people just answer you? She's done it to Tlaib, Rashada Tlaib, and Ilhan Omar, and AOC. Well, they don't seem to be afraid of anyone else. Why are they so scared of this woman? And that's a good thing, all right?
Very good.
Good thing, because she's not scared of anything. She's one of the bravest people I know, and hopefully she gets elected. Now, my next interview is going to be the fiery Latina from Miami. I can't wait to hear from her. She's going to have a lot of input. And she also has problems with Twitter, but she's going to have a lot of input on 9/11. She is connected to Aon Corporation, who had their offices in one of the buildings in the World Trade Center. So she's probably has a lot of friends that had died. I think she was part of that company. She could have been there that day. So did you know the World Trade Center really wasn't the intended target? The intended target, I heard this morning, the intended target was the stock exchange. They got it mixed up, thinking that the World Trade Center was where the stock exchange was. How about that?
It took 19 years, and I had never heard that one yet.
I heard it this morning.
Huh. Did not know.
I think I heard it from Rudy Giuliani. Rudy Giuliani was on Fox and Friends.
I guess my only question on that is, why would it take 19 years for that to come out?
Beats me. I don't know. Maybe nobody asked.
I guess.
Why the World Trade Center? Well, here's the story. Hey,
so.
Okay, so that's a semi-scoop. The thing on the Lebanon thing, that just came out of my mind about 3 weeks ago when they had that explosion. I said, well, now would be the perfect time for Israel to go after some kind of a peace with whoever's going to be the government in Lebanon, because you've been friendly before. It's like Iran, Once they get rid of the mullahs, the people in Iran do not hate the Jews, do not hate Israel. It's the mullahs. And Israel could very easily find themselves miraculously in the middle of a peace war. My goodness. And the Palestinians are sitting there admitting this is the worst it's ever been for them, because now they're being shunned by Arab states. The 22 Arab states aren't listening to them anymore, and aren't listening to the crybaby stuff about basically killing all the Jews in Israel and taking it over. As we have two congresswomen advocating for that, Rashida Tlaib and Ilhan Omar, and AOC and the rest of the squids are backing her up. And that's the basic position of who? The Democratic Party, because Joe Biden is a puppet for the left on there, and we know he is. Very anti-Israel. He'll roll back this piece if he has a chance. And Donald Trump, he gets nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize. How about that? How about that?
When that first came up on the show,
yeah,
I thought, that's not going to happen. There's no way they'll recognize that. And then when I heard they actually were going to, it's just such a good feeling.
It really is. The thing about Donald Trump is you're not going to like some of the things he says. I don't like everything he says. I don't think he needs to be as provocative as he is, but you know what? That's him. He is himself. He is not acting like a president, because that's what they do. They act. They act like they're above everything. Okay, well, he's not. He's a human being.
And there's been a lot of people I heard over the years that kept saying, if we just had a candidate who would speak their mind and not sound so political all the time. Well,
there he is.
We finally have it.
You watch the crowds he draws, even after all the crap that comes out in the news, and he lied to the American people. He must resign now. See what? Nobody believes that anymore. Nobody. I'm shocked actually that the left still believes they can get away with that crap, because what they've come up with is, what have they come up with? Do it again, because I'm not sure they heard that in Branson. Crickets. Nothing. Where's Mueller? What happened to his investigation and all these crazy lawyers? You know what Mueller's team has done? They've cleansed their phones. You know what that is? The Mueller team, including Mueller apparently, have committed obstruction of justice, preventing anyone from investigating them. Yep. How's that? Where is that legal? Huh?
Might be called something like a double standard, I think.
It's a crime. I think it's a crime. It's an official investigation. Anything that went on in that should be the government's property, not their property to mess with. Anything related to that investigation was paid for by who? Taxpayers. I be a taxpayer.
Yep.
And that ticks me off. What are you laughing at?
Nothing. It was great grammar.
I be a taxpayer? Well, you have to be a little colloquial here and there.
It's just like Joe Biden telling them that they ain't black if they don't vote for him.
So. Yeah, we're going to put you all in chains. That's what they going to do. How does this work on black people these days?
It's not.
I don't think it is.
Backfiring on them.
And this is recently when he did that. the latter one, he was talking to a radio guy, a black radio guy. Well, you're thinking of not voting for me. You ain't black. You don't vote for Joe Biden. You ain't black. Something like that. I don't know. Come on.
Well, that clip
Come on, man.
The one that we played a couple weeks ago with the Kentucky Attorney General, Daniel Cameron.
Yeah.
Flat out came out and said, I'm not in chains, and you're not going to tell me how to think and how to vote.
Exactly.
And I think that's how most
And
are
I think why wouldn't they do that till now? Why aren't their leaders telling them this?
Oh, we got a call.
All right. I think I know who that is. Well, I can't read it. Hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, it's Lee from Richland.
Oh, yeah. Lee from Richland, who pulls up yesterday. Pulls up and very nice to see you and all that and stuff like that. Then you can't figure out how to drive your damn truck with your little trailer in the back. What the hell was that? I thought he was going to try. He almost stopped I had to direct traffic to get him out of the fix. Explain yourself.
Slap Lisa. You're here today. Slap him for me, please.
No, you can't tell my wife to slap me. She doesn't need any more incentive.
Let's hear the big slap. Let everybody hear the big slap. Go ahead.
Ow! Ow! No, you only said one slap. No kicking.
Oh, he's doing like Moses out there in the desert, smiting that stone a couple times, huh?
Yeah, there you go. Smiting the stone.
Yeah, to get the water out for the Israel people were all upset and about wanting some water, and he got mad and smote it twice. That's why he didn't go to the promised land.
Really? Oh wow.
Yeah. Yep. It was over. Dang. It was over striking the stone twice.
I thought at 100. Well, yeah, I knew God was mad at him for something. All right.
Yeah, I mean it wasn't. It wasn't no biggie. He's still, I think God still got a special spot for him up there.
Yeah, I think so too. I hope he's not the water boy. For God, I mean that would be terrible. See, that was a joke. No, all right. You know what? God forgive me. I'm not worried about JP over there doing his cricket BS. He couldn't find the cricket. He couldn't find the cricket button earlier. Now he can't stop playing with the damn thing. So,
bet you're sorry I found it now, huh?
No, I don't care. I really don't care. I know.
Hey, I was saying about climate change up there. I understand up there in Minneapolis, Seattle, and Portland, for some weird reason, when the rioters lit fires, for somehow or another, it happened to create heat. Now they got climate change. They got global warming up there. So,
well, the tree huggers convinced them all that you can't cut down trees. You see, so therefore, there's an abundance of dry wood in these forests, and they don't dig around to get the undergrowth to get that out of there. So it's a natural for fires there. I mean, even without them, they had fires.
Oh, yeah, you're talking about you're talking about the forest fire. I'm talking about the ones the rioters set right there in the street. I mean,
I'm sorry.
With Democrats, with Democrats pushing to not burn anything and look at all the smoke pouring out of those areas.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't hear the Democrats condemning them.
Nope.
I don't hear no condemning. If you're burning fires, you're burning the American flag, you're creating smoke.
They're actually doing it now. They're actually complaining. You know why?
A little late now. It's a little late.
They looked at the polls. The polls are sinking like crazy.
It's
like
a little late for it.
The football, Major League Baseball, NBA basketball. They were shocked yesterday when they booed the players who just got together for a little sermon or a little bit of
that's another point right there, though. I think you've already talked about it. If people would completely shut sports off, if you only had 20% of the nation completely shut it down, you know what profits are in your business. 20% is a huge amount if you lose 20% of your income, that's a huge amount. Sure. If people say, I'm not buying a jersey, I'm going to take my jersey out and burn it. Yeah. Not for the old timers that stood up for the good things and were war heroes and come back and played ball. But I'm talking about for some of these people, if this stuff was burnt down,
Randy, I gotta get off, my man. I got a scheduled interview. You can call back later if you like. I got Liz on the phone. Okay.
I'll talk
Thank
to you.
you.
Have a good day. Bye.
You too. Okay, I don't know who this is, but I think we should play her song.
She's into superstition, black cats and voodoo dolls. I feel a premonition.
Is this Shrek 3 or what?
That girl's gonna make me fall.
Just did a cartwheel. Oh man, I almost.
How are you?
I almost hit my head. I'm good. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Oh,
Happy
great.
Friday
Well, let
to
me
you.
get to your page. I'm holding the whole tablet because I don't want these papers lying around. I got a fan going, and they get blown up and stuff like that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this woman is very special. Fidel Castro expelled her as a 6-year-old girl because he knew she'd be trouble. A simpatico American great white shark put her on his back and swam all the way to Miami and dropped her on the beach, and that's where she became Latina on fire. Please welcome Liz Cabrera. There you go. I hope they heard that in Cuba.
My God!
I hope they heard that in Cuba.
What is that?
Now this is going to be a little somber now, I realize, because we're going to talk about 9/11.
Yeah,
and you are one who never forgets 9/11, 2001.
No.
Why?
No, I was an employee of Aon Risk Services in Brickell office, Miami. The corporate office of Aon, of course, in my, I believe it was either NYC, but we were like an affiliate down here, and I had a lot of friends that died on that day, and I had a girlfriend. She was Chinese, mind you, and she became my best friend while I was working in the office. We would eat lunch every day. And one day she decided to move back to New York because her parents were there. Their families are all very close, and they believe in living close quarters to her parents. And she wanted to move back. And when this happened, I knew she was in New York. And by the grace of God, she called in late that day to work, and she was not killed. So, but there was a lot of our friends that got killed there, and I was part of that company, and I worked there 5 years, right before becoming a professional photographer, and it just it affects me.
Well, how do you compare the terrorists from 19 years ago to the ones trying to destroy the USA in general, and New York City in particular?
Exactly. You just got my point. I kind of made a tweet about it. My question to you is this. How on earth can we have a Joe Biden in office? Imagine if something like that were to happen and he was in office. Just think about it. First, he's incoherent. Second of all, he's senile. Third of all, he's got bad judgment. Fourth of all, he's a communist. Fifth of all...
Other than that, he'd make a great president, though, wouldn't he?
I think I covered it all in one moment.
I think you did.
And on top of that, no, there's more.
Yeah.
He doesn't like authority, so there will be no police officers and nobody there to help anybody. So how do we manage that one? Simple.
Well, we don't. We manage it by becoming Venezuela or Cuba. Because the only power is in government, and government will be the ones to send the police or not. And generally, if you say something wrong, that's when they send the police or the rioters to kill you. That's what's happening in this country, and you know that because of your experience.
Oh my God!
And also the experience of all your Cuban friends.
We were persecuted, just like you're being persecuted here. I remember, Dave, we've been talking on air for a long time now. You've had me, 27 times. I don't even know. I lost count. I don't know. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is this. It's not even how much I've been on air. I've been saying from day one, I'm afraid that where we're headed. And I've stressed that because of communism, because I know how horrific it is. I know Americans don't get it because they never lived it. You really, now they're living it, okay? Let's put it this way. You're living it now, guys. If you want to continue to be able to go to eat dinner with your children, your families, your grandchildren, to be able to have a coffee somewhere, to be able to be mask-free. This is a pandemic, guys. This has got nothing to do with the virus. The virus is real. I get it. But this has been overly blown. Mind you, November 3rd, when Trump wins, and he will win, I say it here again, thank God I'm so positive about this, because if not, this country is going to hell. I'm sorry I just said this. It's going to hell.
Well,
So-
I say it this way. I say, you know what? If Trump loses, there's going to be a revolution, and if Trump wins, there's going to be a revolution. I don't see any way out of it unless the other side's got to back down and concede. If they don't,
Well, let me tell
that's a
you,
problem.
I believe it's going to be a huge problem. I believe, like you, there's going to be more revolution. I believe there's going to be people out there having to defend themselves by force. I mean, we might have to use guns to defend ourselves, because we're going to be at a point where they're going to come attack us because we won the election. God forbid.
That's right.
I
Well,
mean,
that's
this is
going to
not
happen.
a free country.
It's
not
happening right now, Liz.
Exactly. They're trying to take this election from our presidents, and they're not trying to hold this as a fair election. They're going to hijack it, either by votes or by attacking us or by killing us in the streets, or who the hell knows what else crazy shit that will come up with.
They've been calling for this since what, 2015, before the election.
Yes.
Before that.
So
election.
imagine it's
Here,
4 years.
let me run this by you and tell me what you think.
Go ahead.
If you wait for others to take up a righteous cause, you'll be taken down by indifference. What do you think?
Of course, 100%. And we can't allow them. We can't stand here and just watch this whole thing go down and not do anything. We need to prepare psychologically, mentally, physically, get our act together, because this is not going to be easy. Listen, I believe we're going to win because Joe Biden has 4 people sitting with him, and it looks like a freaking morgue in the last picture I saw. Yeah. And these pictures are him sitting with people with their mask on and their ridiculousness. And then you go see Trump rallies, mask-free, thousands of people, and there's, I believe in the last one last night, people were there for 2 days waiting to see the president. There's no way in hell they're going to win.
And all of a sudden the cases are dropping a lot all over the place. The cases,
of
the
course.
deaths. I mean, it is a disease,
why?
but it seems to be being beaten. Hey, let me ask you: all battleground states seem to be draining Biden support.
Yeah,
and Trump
Florida's
enthusiasm is way up. We're going to talk about Florida. Florida is dead even. Now, they've been talking about this a lot. I'm so glad. It's so timely for you to be on the show.
Thank you.
Because you're in the middle of Miami. You're in the middle of Latino area.
Yeah.
A lot of Latinos, Cuban, Venezuelan, a lot of South American.
All of them.
Mexico.
We're all the melting pot.
There you go. So Florida's dead even. And I heard your senator say today that the bald guy, I can't remember his name, used to be governor, he says, you know what, if it's even, we're ahead, and we're ahead because of the Latino vote.
Yes, we are.
And
we are.
And I think the Latino vote was actually a pretty big surprise, as high as it was in the last election for Trump.
Yes.
But now it's very much up there.
Oh my God.
So
yes.
Do you see any a break in the momentum that Trump has in the Latinos?
No, it's way higher. I mean, this is under talked about because it's not convenient and it's put down by CNN and all those liars because it's not convenient. But I am seeing it. I see my friends. I see the people on boats. I see the people on cars, on caravans. I see the messages I get from my friends to come here. Today, Scott Presler is going to be here in Florida doing the cleanup.
Is he?
Yes, he is. Today, there's people in going on a caravan today. I mean, in Miami. I mean, listen, it's all over. We are like everywhere. It's not happening, and I didn't see that in 2016. I swear to you, if Florida doesn't win, we better look into it because that's going to be a freaking lie. Yeah. That's for sure.
And our friend up in West Palm, Laura
I have
Lerner,
family
we got to
there.
get
I
her in
have
there
family
too.
there.
Huh?
Listen, I have family in West Palm Beach. I was there 2 weeks ago.
Okay, we got to get her elected too. You know, that her and Trump work well together.
No, she's elected already, isn't she?
Well, she's no. She won her primary, which was a big upset. She's running against Lois Finkel. Got to get rid of Lois
I'm probably
Finkel.
going to see her. I'm probably going to see her now in October because
Yeah, make
I'm
sure
going
you
to the
talk
AMP.
to your family up there.
I did.
And make
Oh,
sure
my
the Latinos in West Palm County get out to vote for her.
Oh, but wait. There was American people with us, and they're going for Trump, too. Oh,
Yeah,
and so don't worry. We got this covered.
Well, we got to get the Jews to wake up in that county, too.
Well, there's Jews here that love Trump. I was in a Jew rally not long ago in the
A Jew
Diplomat.
rally?
So, yes, I was. All Jews and me.
Okay. You probably had a ball, didn't you?
I did. I was in the elevator. They were saying, "Why are you here?" I said, "Because I love you." And they said, "We love you too." And it was fun. I had fun.
Well, let me ask you this then: will the Florida non-Latino black vote? And I know a lot of Latinos are black, but the non-Latino black vote, will that increase for Trump over what it was in 2016? Why?
Yes.
Why?
Yes, I was there in 2016. 2008, 19 at the AMP.
Yeah.
You don't know how many blacks were there with me that I even had breakfast with one of them. All Trump. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
We got this. I'm telling you, we got this. We got this.
I hope you're right. I mean, I got the same feeling that you do. I just talked to Cheryl Chumley. She believes it's going to be a landslide, and the only way they're going to win it is if they cheat it. And that's what they said about Trump, though. That was the excuse to go after him. Well, he must have cheated.
But you know what?
Yeah.
There's going to be a huge difference this time. And I'm going to tell you what it is.
What's that?
You can only cheat so far. This is too huge. It went away from their hands. This movement is too huge. They'll have to cheat in every single district.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. It's going to be outrageous.
Okay, Lizzie, other than DaveWeinbaum.net, where can people find you?
Facebook and the other one.
You don't want to mention it, do you? You still having trouble? You still having trouble on the T word?
Twitter? Oh, my God, please, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, what they're doing to me. You know that you're in my same picture room. You know this girl named Jojo? She does all these great videos, and I follow her. She follows me. I gave her a great recommendation the day before yesterday, and they unfollowed her from me, and she's in my room. Yeah. They're such freaking liars. They unfollowed you from me one time, too.
Oh, my God.
Oh.
They unfollowed Dave from me this week.
Yeah.
No.
There are no limits to what you're going to do.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I thought she was mad at me.
Oh, my God. I believe anything. Lisa, I believe anything.
I think so. I mean, nothing's
All right, I got another interview in a couple minutes. I'm sorry, this is like a shortened show here, but I don't do a lot of commercials. Go to McDonald's. So
nice plug right there.
Hey,
oh my God, stay to McDonald's.
A little plug. All right, darling. Hey, you told us where you found. All right, listen to this. I have some advice for you, just in case things get bad.
Parlor 2. Go ahead.
Just in case things get bad, making money is easy if you have the ink and paper. Ladies and gentlemen, Liz Cabrera. Oh, he liked that one. Thanks. Thank you so much. You're getting applause. That's not for me, believe me. Liz, always a pleasure to have you on. I'm going to have you on more because I love the way you promote the show as well as what you do for the show.
I'm in the ground, so I know what's going on here.
You're on the ground. You're not in the ground. Don't go there.
Yeah, same thing.
You're on the ground and stay above it as long as you can, darling. All right? Okay. Thank you, Liz.
I'll try. Bye.
All right, honey. All right. Take care. Have a great weekend. Hasta la vista.
Hasta la vista, baby. Go Trump.
Yeah, go Trump. All right. She wild or what?
Oh, yeah. That's fun. Makes it so much fun.
Huh? High energy is right. And we got, let's play something. I don't know what the hell we should play. How about, what do we got here?
I've got this clip here because they were talking about Fauci earlier, the doctors.
Yeah, go ahead.
The COVID cases.
Go ahead.
Good news tonight out of the United States and out of New York City. I'm reporting to you from New York, from the heart of New York tonight. Now, we were among the first back in the end of January to warn about how scary this virus is when no one else was reporting it. Now, we're going to be the first to report some good news. Everyone worrying about after the Labor Day weekend, but I want to report that in the United States, over the last 2 weeks, new cases are down 13%, deaths are down 25%, and over the last 3 days, we're having a dramatic decrease. Less than 30,000 new cases across the United States over the last 3 days post-Labor Day weekend. We're still keeping an eye on that.
All right, that was Dr. Siegel. We have another doctor on the phone. No, I didn't break my spleen or anything, so don't worry about that, but we're going to play her song.
Busted flat in Baton Rouge, waiting for a train. I was feeling near as faded as my jeans. Bobby thumbed a diesel down just before it rained and rode us all the way to New Orleans. I pulled my harpoon out of my dirty rat bandana. I was playing soccer, Bobby sang.
What a great singer. Who is that, anyways? Man.
Windshield wipers slapped in time, holding Bobby's hand in mine. We sang every song the driver knew.
Wasn't that Janis Joplin?
Freedom's just another word for nothing left to lose. Nothing, don't mean nothing, honey, if it ain't free.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to play that song a little longer because, well, this person is, she kind of rewrote it. Anyways, bad boss expert, pacer, author, motivational speaker, singer, and the official shrink to Dave Weinbaum. The Dave Weinbaum Show. Please welcome Dr. Amy Cooper Hakeem. All right. Hi, Dr. Amy. How come I can't hear her?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, now I can hear you.
Well, thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for putting your sound back on. I don't know. Was that her? What were you doing? Did you have me on mute or something, or what?
No, I didn't.
Really?
That's so strange.
All right. Well, anyways, so let me ask you: are things back to normal at your house? I mean, are kids back to school and everything? And
no, in our neck of the woods. Our kids go to private school, so they're actually a little bit more lenient with who comes, I think, because of class size. So they have an option with our kids' school, so some can physically go in person, and they'll have simultaneous live virtual, and we've opted for the virtual. But those who are in school are wearing masks and 6 feet apart, and, wearing a mask for 8 hours, I think, is a lot for a little kid, so.
Oh, I think it's a lot for anybody.
Yeah, but anyway, the numbers are pretty high here still, and so certain public schools, not in our South Florida area, but in other parts within the state, have had to close. And I've heard different stories because the numbers are unfortunately really picking up. So the younger children, specifically in Florida, are getting COVID. So, yeah, it doesn't look promising right now, but I know things are better.
To the younger kids, I hear it's usually not as serious.
Definitely not. Yeah, I am not the right person to talk about it because it's really
Wait a minute, you're a doctor.
Whatever
You're a doctor.
I'm not that kind of doctor.
Oh, well, you're a doctor. A doctor is a doctor is a doctor.
That is not true, but... It's so funny. I was watching a TV show, and there was a problem on an airplane, and so medical doctors were helping out, and then somebody else stepped in and said, "Oh, I can help," and he had a doctor by his name, but he was a dentist. He said, "You can't help with the medical things
about it."
But, yeah, exactly. So he said it's better than nothing, and so of course he offered to help. But
if
we just have to
if they
recognize.
needed to drill somewhere, he could have drilled, couldn't he? The doctor, the dentist could have drilled him somewhere.
Perhaps, but no. But I'm just a concerned parent. I know my kids are going crazy.
I was going to be a dentist, but I flunked my orals.
That's cute.
Thank you. Oh, stop it! Stop with the crickets already. What's wrong with this picture? Hey, so your kids are still at home. Are they going
My
nuts?
kids are still at home.
Are they going crazy?
I really feel very proud that our kids are, yes, they're definitely going stir crazy, but I think that they've embraced what is, and they recognize that, there are so many other things in the world that could be so much worse. And we like hanging out with each other, and obviously they'd much rather be with others, but I think that there's different types of personalities. Some, where they may be more focused or concerned about catching or picking up something that we can't see or know that we have. And my littlest, I know, would be very, very nervous going to school. Young kids in general sneeze and do stuff, like wipe their nose and I don't know. Anyway, so in general, they come home and tell me these stories of, ew, so-and-so was sitting right near me and didn't mean to, but sneezed all over me and in my lunch. And so I can picture just the normal everyday cold flu type stuff that might not be worrisome at all. I think it would be, they would be personally like hyper sensitive to it. And I think that it would cause a decent amount of anxiety.
Okay, I've got a quote here.
So, yeah.
I've got a quote. Who said, let's unlearn our fears? Don't you have to do what you fear in order to cope with them, your fears?
I think that we have to recognize what we are fearful of and recognize what's beyond our control, and we have to see the bigger picture. And sometimes if we can step back a bit or ask for, the insight from someone else who either has more experience or just a different perspective, it can help us to reground and better get through some of those difficult tasks. And we all have, different anxieties and things that provoke discomfort. And so recognizing what it is and then saying, this is something I've got to face because it's real versus this is something that's just more in my head or something that I'm causing because it's ruminating to be much bigger, than it actually is in real life. So when we recognize that, then a lot of times we can tackle and prioritize when and how we tackle.
How important is it to conquer our fears that are reasonable to conquer? Obviously, you don't want to necessarily jump out of a plane without a parachute, or in my case, you wouldn't want to. I don't want to jump out of a plane. Period. I might not even want to be on a plane.
Plane period
let's
either.
say like public speaking and or
sure.
fear of school.
I think it's really part of growing up, and we can grow up at all ages of life. But when we are able to tackle something, it feels good.
You know what? I think my wife told me that last night.
But it's really true. We have to. We have to grow up sometimes.
I believe it. I'm still learning every day. Every day.
That's the beauty. That's the beauty of life. If we stop learning, then we stop growing, and then we're just stagnant. We always need to be moving forward.
I got to tell you an experience I had yesterday. Yesterday, I like to work the drive-thru, every couple of days. You've seen the films of me doing this and getting into fights and stuff like that. And I'm out there with I have a rubber finger and a highway vest and a hair hat. And, most people are having a ball in my drive-thru because they joke around with me. I joke around with them. The kids wave at me. I got the funny finger and the hair hat. And I use them both. Mm-hmm. I tell jokes. Every once in a while, you get somebody who doesn't want to pull up. And so this one guy, I could tell he was reluctant to pull up, but he kind of did it because I was kind of, waving him on. And then he gets up there about two cars from the pay window, and he stops. And I yelled out, "Hey, come on, pull up, please." And he hesitated. And then all of a sudden, 4 different cars beeped at him. They beeped at him, okay? They blew their horns off at the guy, and he moved. I was so honored that my customers understood what I've been talking about all these years, that they understood that for everyone to get waited on, you got to move the line, And they even came back and said, "Hey, did we help you out?" I said, "You're darn right you helped me out. Thank you." So that's a little story about that. I don't know what the hell it means, but who said this? Connecting with clients, which is what I was just talking about, is a critical piece to the puzzle that helps us exceed expectations. Who said that?
Ooh, I bet I did.
Yes, what do you mean you bet you did? Well, I'm not going to bet you because you did say that, unless you're lying about that quote.
Well, thank you. Yeah,
And
I mean,
wouldn't do
we
that.
have to. We have no. We have to make sure that we understand what our clients need so that we can do what they need effectively. So we have to really connect with them so that we can get what we want and need from them and they from us. Right, so we obviously want to make the deal. We want to move them forward in the takeout line, whatever that is. We need to make sure that we understand they have to recognize why they need to do some things too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm glad that everyone honked their horn, but the reality is that person would have moved forward at some point, or everyone would have, continued to honk the horn.
You get shocked. You get shocked when you're in the drive-thru. That's why I tell McDonald's people, you got to get up there and get in between the cars and find out what the hell's going on. Because some people will not move. They'll refuse.
Do you think that they're just busy doing other things? I mean, they're
Sometimes,
just distracted?
But
or?
actually, some of them do it as a revolt. You can't tell me how to drive.
Are you
I'm not
serious?
No. I said, you got 10
goodness.
people behind you. You're hurting. I don't care. That's when I call the police, generally.
Oh.
But it does get wild a little bit. Yeah, there are some people that are just they're just either stupid or inconsiderate or both. And I don't want them.
Many people in society are inconsiderate. I really do. I think it's a societal problem.
Well, I don't want it to be a problem in my restaurant, and I tell these people,
it shouldn't
please
be.
go somewhere else
and we need
do
to
it
lead
to them.
by example.
Yeah, I mean, you're rude. I says, no, what's rude is that you won't let the 10 cars representing about 30 people behind you get waited on. That's rude. I says, you wanted to go do that? Go do it at somebody else's business. I don't need your business. So that's how I stand. I mean, I'm willing to lose business over people that prevent other people from getting waited on.
And by the way, when others see that and see that you're working toward, a courteous environment for everyone, then those who don't want to play can go somewhere else, and those who do will
that's
feel
why
valued.
I get people more and more and more every day supporting what I do, because they know what the other drive-thrus are a lot, and they see this in other drive-thrus a lot, and nobody does a thing about it. I do something about it, So, and McDonald's knows I do it, and I've shown them what I do, and they're copying what I do. So what the hell?
I'd like to tell you a story. Do I have time?
Yes.
Okay.
What do you
So, no, because I have another interview actually in a few minutes. But Dave, you always take priority for me. See, I'm here.
Yes.
I'm so happy to be here with you.
And I'm happy you're here.
Well, thank you. So the story is actually one that my 10-year-old daughter told me. She said that in school, virtual school, her teacher was talking about different scenarios and asking if people would stand up for other people, based on a particular situation. Even if it wouldn't help them, would they still stand up and do what's right? And she was really surprised that young kids, some of them wouldn't necessarily, even if it wouldn't hurt them at all, wouldn't necessarily stand up for someone to help them out. So I do feel like society is, we gotta do our job and keep doing our job to, promote.
I hate to read another quote because I read it to other people on the show too. If you wait for others to take up a righteous cause, you'll be taken down by indifference. What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree. I actually really do agree with you. Yeah, I think it's
well, other than DaveWeinbaum.net, where can people find you and hire you?
Well, thank you. People can find me at cooperstrategicgroup.com, also amycooperhakeem.com. My book, Working with Difficult People, is sold anywhere books are sold, and I'm on all the social media platforms, Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube at Amy Cooper Hakeem.
Yeah, this is from a woman that hates social media.
I hate social media.
There she is.
Hate social media.
A little bit of a conflict, I think. Hey, Lisa says, I got to plug in. I got no juice here. I said, what are you talking about? You got a Jew right here. You got a Jew right here. Oh, gosh. I guess. All right. It's a little tough on that one. That's a groaner, isn't it? That's at least meets a groaner. All right. You got another interview. I got things to do. I have to get a pedicure and a massage. Hey, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Talk to your worst half. Tell them I say hi. Hi to the kids, okay?
My better
Thank you so much.
Thank
All right, bye-bye. Hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, it's JL from St. James.
Wow,
Dave.
you made it.
I did. Well, barely.
Oh, yeah. Well, at least you listened to my interviews and didn't try to interrupt that. What's
no,
up, my friend?
Hey, no, just, boy, you've had a good show today, my friend. I got to tell you that. I listened to the whole. I am amazed. I'm totally shocked and amazed.
All right, that's enough. That's enough.
No, everything's kind of been said, and I got to agree with the little Latino lady you had on a while ago. I think it's going to be a runaway for President Trump.
Yeah, I'm beginning to get that feeling. They can't handle this guy.
No,
I mean, Joe Biden can't. He's gone. He's a shell of himself, and he wasn't good when he was himself.
Yeah,
he's an evil person, in my opinion. Evil.
Oh, he is.
And he always was. Racist, evil, and phony.
That's why they want him, I guess, huh?
Well, yeah, but that's pick a Democrat.
Yeah.
All right? I mean, it's amazing how unreasonable they are.
Well, she made a statement a while ago that I really hit home with me.
Who did?
Your Latino lady that was on. She said in order for them to win, they're going to have to cheat on every precinct in the United States.
Yeah. Well, that's what she said. And that could be true. If it's so overwhelming, I don't know. You're just going to have a revolution for the hell of getting a revolution because you don't have any support. It's a sign that you have no support, and that's the wrong thing to do. And then America doesn't want that, and that's why they had to mention it. They didn't mention it for 3 months. Didn't mention it in the Democratic convention, other than Barack Obama getting up and lying about it, saying, "Oh, well, Trump is sending his stormtroopers in against mothers and little children." Who happen to be burning down buildings, but let's not quiver here. Let's not quibble.
That's right.
And then all of a sudden they saw the polls. And Don Lemon of CNN says, oh, my God, look at the polls.
Uh-huh.
We're losing because of this, all right?
Yes.
And then all of a sudden Joe Biden comes out and says, we don't want any more rioting. Oh, that's what you've been instigating and paying for the whole time.
Really?
Yeah, but it's not working, is it?
They're in trouble.
We're talking about killing people. We're talking about burning down businesses. We're talking about killing black babies. This is what they do. This is Black Lives Matter, by the way, and it's a democratic organization. This is Antifa. And we don't want that.
Well, did you? I got one the other day. I don't know if I sent it to you or not, but it showed all the money that Black Lives Matters gets, millions and millions of dollars. Not $1 went to a black organization charity to help the black people. Went in new buses and all this so they could travel around. That's where I wonder what these Black Lives Matters leaders, I wonder how they're living. I wonder if they're living in the slums like some of the people that they're supposed to be.
Oh, I doubt it. And you got a lot of Black Lives Matter who are whites who are rich.
Yes.
They're living in luxury, getting money from their parents.
Yes.
And going out and hating on whites and Jews and others, and they're pretty well taken care of, I guess. So
Yes.
what else you got for me, JL?
Hey, I know you're wanting to go. Well, listen, I'll tell you what. My last girlfriend was so fat she didn't need the internet. She was already worldwide, my friend.
Oh, my God. Yeah, that's why she's your last girlfriend.
Yeah. Well, anyway,
you know what?
Hey,
let me just tell you this:
Yes,
never
yes, sir.
sell yourself short. That's what wives are. That's what wives are for.
Yes. Yes. Well.
Yeah.
Well.
Hey, that's wrong.
Whoa. Well, at least, Miss Lisa, at least now with him, you can have a bald all the time.
Hey, shaving one's head is a bald move. Let me just tell you that. Okay.
Hey, God bless you guys. Have a great weekend.
God bless you, JL. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Now, what do we got extras and that we didn't play? Let's play those and get the hell out of here. Or you can call. You can call and interrupt. That's not interrupting, though. I mean, I love callers.
So we've got a clip about BLM and then 2 from Tucker Carlson. So
let's do the 2 from Tucker Carlson.
Here's the thing, Zucker announced to Cohen. You cannot be elected president of the United States without CNN. Fox and MSNBC are irrelevant in electing a general election candidate. If you want to run the country, in other words, Jeff Zucker said, you've got to sniff my throne. It's not that CNN needs the help, he explained. Quote, we're killing it, we're doing great. But Donald Trump badly needs CNN. Quote, you guys have had great instincts, great guts, great understanding of everything, but you're missing the boat on how it works going forward. Oh, how it works going forward. Okay, Michael Cohen replies, why don't you email Donald Trump and tell him that? And at that point, for the first time in the conversation, Jeff Zucker pauses. It turns out that Jeff Zucker doesn't like to write things down. Sneaky people never do. So here's what he says next.
I'm very conscious of not putting too much in email. As you're a lawyer, as you understand, and as fond as I am of the boss, he also has a tendency, if I call him or I email him, he then is capable of going out in his next rally and saying that we just talked. And I can't have that, if you know what I'm saying.
What would Don Lemon think if he knew you were talking to Orange Satan? Brooke Baldwin might storm off the set. The world would conclude that you're a dishonest phony, and for good reasons. You've got to keep it all hidden. Sorry. You know what I'm saying. But Zucker assured Michael Cohen that none of this was personal. Quote, it's not that I don't want to talk to Trump every day. I've just got to be careful because I've got to be careful. I just don't want him talking about it on the campaign trail. But you know what? I'm going to give him a call right now, and I'm going to wish him luck in the debate tonight. And then Zucker added this.
I have all these proposals for him. I want to do a weekly, I want to do a weekly show with him and all this stuff. When is he back in New York tomorrow? Do you know?
Wait, what? A weekly show on CNN? Jeff Zucker, the president of CNN, wanted to give a weekly show to a man he himself has denounced as a racist?
Yeah, he wanted to give Trump a job. All right, what other clips don't we have? I mean, bits. How about Alexa Carr and Animal House?
Okay, we'll do those.
Starting this year, Toyota and Lexus luxury models will come with Amazon Alexa.
Alexa, turn on the AC.
Turning on AC.
Finally, a virtual assistant to help you navigate.
Alexa, where's the nearest gas station?
Nearest gas station in 1.5 miles.
And to help maintain your vehicle.
Alexa, order more brake pads.
Ordering new brake pads. Although maybe if you didn't stop so close to the car in front of you.
I left plenty of room.
You drive too aggressively.
If you were just quiet for 2 seconds.
She'll talk to you literally the entire time you're driving.
I think you should have turned back there.
I know where I'm going!
Hi. You know why I pulled you over?
No, officer, I have...
Because we were driving 72 miles per hour in a 45-mile-per-hour zone.
Anything else I should know?
2 miles back, we rolled through a stop sign without coming to a complete stop. Also, there are illegal fireworks in the trunk.
Sir, I'm going to need you to step out of the car, please.
Amazon Alexa. You'll never get away from it.
All right, we got Animal House and...
Nothing is over until we decide it is! Was it over when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor? Hell no!
German? Forget it, he's rolling.
And it ain't over now! Because when the going gets tough... the tough get going! Who's with me? Let's go! Come on! Where's the spirit? Where's the guts? Huh? This could be the greatest night of our lives. But you're gonna let it be the worst. Oh, we're afraid to go with you, Pluto.
We might get in trouble. Well, just kick my ass from now on! Not me! I'm not gonna take this! Murmur, he's a dead man! Marmalade, dead! Nehemiah, dead! Ludo's right. Psychotic, but absolutely right. We gotta take these bastards. Now, we could fight them with conventional weapons. That could take years and cost millions of lives. No, in this case, I think we have to go all out. I think this situation absolutely requires a really futile and stupid gesture be done on somebody's part. We're just the guys to do it. Let's do it. Let's go!
Come on! Win the election. Get out the vote and never forget 9/11. Thank you, J.P. Maxwell. Thank you, Lisa Ann Strausser Weinbaum. You all have a great weekend. Never forget 9/11. Let's start making a difference. This is the Dave Weinbaum Show. Good show.